Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited. So today, woo, is day 7. Let's take a look at what we have. Day 7. Ta-da! So this was the one we did a sneak peek on. So let's take a look at what we have. These are gorgeous chandelier earrings with Swarovski crystals. So that's this. Oh my gosh. These are amazing. So, I did mention that I won't be giving links for supplies. A lot of these things are old supplies that I've had 4 years ago. But you know what? I knew that if people saw this, they would flip out and want to know where I got the chandeliers from. So let me just say these are still available on AliExpress. I did like a deep search because AliExpress doesn't give you a listing of what you purchased beyond 2 years, and of course it was 4 years ago. So I did find them. So good to know, and I will be giving you the link for these. And yeah, so if you just type in chandelier findings for jewelry making, these will come up. But I'll definitely get the link for you. The other items you're going to need, these are, you can use point back or flat back for these. I've used both to glue in. These are Swarovski crystals, and these were, I got them years and years ago from Beadaholic before they closed their doors. Or, sorry, they are bought by a new company, so they are still there. I don't know. I haven't shopped there in a long time. I found Beadaholic was expensive to begin with, but when they had their sales, I would get a bunch of stuff. So that's where I got these. You can use whatever. You can use like nail art crystals as well. I just got some from BB Craft. They look really good, so by all means, use what you have. This is a, I think a SS29 Chaton from Beadaholic as well, but they're Swarovskis. So everything on this is Swarovski. These are Swarovski bicones, 4mm, and these are ear wires that I got from BB Craft. So you're gonna need some bling for sure, and you're gonna need some thread and a needle to do this part. I wasn't super happy with how the bottom part turned out. It looks amazing, but I think I would prefer, I don't know. I mean, if you have any suggestions, I guess maybe I didn't want it to be super long, so I didn't want to thread a whole bunch of beads coming down. But now that I look at it, I think that might have been the way to go. But anyway, you can do these little loops. You'll need thread for that and a needle, and some glue to glue everything on, and some your tools to put your ear wire on. So let's take a look at what I have. And they're so easy. Oh, I do have some seed beads to go. These are 11-0 seed beads that I use. So this is what they look like. You know what? I have gold. I have two types of gold. I have a yellow gold and a KC gold. So hint, hint, we're going to be doing some more of these. They turned out amazing. So your ear wire, your chandelier. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the camera's doing its little thing. And then your crystals and your seed beads. So let's move the seed beads over here. And your bicones. So I did 4 bicones on each swag, and then 2 in the middle. So there's your, so you're going to need 10 bicones. You're going to need 1 for each earring of the chaton. So this is going to go here like that. And then these ones here, I don't know the size. Let me get my, I just, like, I have a bin with them, and I just kind of played like a puzzle, tried to figure out. These are 4mm. and I don't know the number. The way they list chatons is a different way, like a SS something, and there's a conversion chart for it. So you need two of the bigger or medium sized ones, point backs, to go in. You know what? You're probably going to need your pliers, or not pliers, your um, brain freeze here. I still can't think of the name of them. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have the same problem? I find getting older that I can't remember words. One day I was standing I was standing in the kitchen talking to Jen, and I turned to the stove and I pointed to it. I said, "You know, that cooking thing." She's like looking at me going, "Oh my God, my wife's got Alzheimer's." I'm like, yep. So these are the super tiny ones. They're going to go in these little spots here. So let's move these guys out. So my recommendation is to glue everything in, and then, but you know what? Actually, let's do the gluing in at the end, and I'll tell you why. Because once you glue it in, you want to just set it there and don't move it till the glue's nice and it doesn't take long for the glue to set, but let's do these guys first. So let's get some thread. I'm using clear thread, and I'm using a really thin one. Let me see if this is, no, that's thicker. You can use the thicker. I just wanted to use the thinner one because it's I have the wrong colors here. The thinner one gives you a little more dangly shape to it. If you do a thicker one, and I've gone through this twice, if you use a thicker one, you're going to have some, like it's going to look stiff. It won't sit nice. Let me just grab my thread here. I usually have multiple spools everywhere, so I'm using the number 5 of the dragon thread. You can use whatever you have. You can use Nymo thread, anything like that. It's totally up to you. So let's grab, you don't need a super long strand. And we'll cut this. And a needle. I have lots of those. Of course. Let me see. That's a sewing needle. See, I have a bunch. You know what? I'm going to use a size 10. So again, you can use whatever size you want, whatever's comfortable. We're not going through things like multiple times. We do go through it twice to reinforce it, but it's not going to be something that's you have to worry about. So I'm going to tie my knot on my first loop. So I'm just going to do that by hand. You're going to leave a long enough tail that you can weave in after. Let me move this up. Let's get this here so you can see. Okay. So you can see this is really thin. Yeah, I could have used the thicker one easily. That. I'm going to do a third knot just to be safe. There. And let's thread the other side. Okay. So the idea with this 30-day challenge is, you know, sometimes it's a bit of a letdown. I have bipolar disorder, so my mood can switch from like really excited and gregarious to depression with what seems like very little notice or reason. And definitely the winter, after all the excitement of the holidays and the winter and stuff like that, sometimes my mood can switch. So it's always good to have something to look forward to and have you guys talk to me and stuff like that. So that was the idea. So let's take a look. We're going to do a seed bead, a crystal, a seed bead, a crystal, seed bead, a crystal. There are 11 seed beads in case I didn't mention. And then we need one more crystal. So we're doing 4 on each side to create a loop. So there's 4 crystals and the last seed bead. So now you're going to go through the middle loop here, like this, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this hole a second time to kind of anchor my thread in place so that it doesn't get all loosey-goosey when I do the next thing. Now I'm going to go through. So I went through the back with my crystal, so now I'm going to go through the front. And again, that's going to just secure everything in place. Like that. Go through everything. Like that. And then through there. Now, what you could do is you could start at the middle, go that way, then come back around, then you're back at the middle, do the next step, and keep going. Doesn't really, I mean, it's either way is fine. This way, did my thread go through there? No. I'm going down through the loop. So I went through the front of the loop, and now I'm going to go from the back through everything again. So this, I think, if you had a thicker thread, it would make it super stiff and not dangle the way you want it to. So, but again, 9mm thread's nice and thin, so that would work too. Go through everything. Like that. So there's your first loop. I am at the front. I'm going to go through that loop to the back. My thread's getting a bit staticky here. Okay. Just like that. Now, again, I'm going to go through to anchor my thread because you notice when I was pulling on it here, it's pulling on the, so I want to anchor it before I add my next set of beads. And, I don't know. Do you need to do that? It's neither here nor there. So we're going to do our middle one. So a seed bead, a crystal, a seed bead, knock all the beads all over the place, and then your 11 so 2 crystals is what you need. And I feel like there's not enough light here. There, that's a little better. Okay. So we're coming from the back. I'm going to go through the front here. I'm just thinking, no, that's not what I want to do. Sorry. I was like, why did I do that? Emma, I can hear you now. We are going to go back up because this one's going to dangle. So we're going to skip the first bead. That's going to secure all our crystals. So I prepared these videos, like not the videos, but the designs weeks in advance. So when I go to do them, it's a surprise to me. That's how squirrely my brain works. So I was coming out the back. I'm going to go into the front here. And this one, since we went through twice, we don't have to go through it again. I am going to anchor again my thread. So there is a bit of thread on your little loop there. If you have any suggestion for that, let me know. I don't think it's a big deal. You will be mesmerized by the beautiful chaton in the middle. You won't even notice. So let's do our last loop. Pick up a seed bead, 11-0, then a crystal, 11-0. Did I do this wrong? Or I couldn't count? I think I miscounted on the crystals. No, I got 4. For some reason I thought I had a 5th one there. And so that's what you have. 4, and you're going to need 1 more seed bead. Like that. Then, so there we are. I'm going to go through the front of the next loop, or the last loop, however you want to look at it. And like that. Again, I'm going to bring this. I like it sticking on the edge of that loop, but you know, you might not be able to do that. Just do your best. I'm going to anchor my thread because this one definitely, I feel it moves around a lot. Let's bring it up there. Ooh, that feels like it hooked on something. These ear wires are like a little bit of unfinished metal in a sense. Okay. Why is that hooking? I wonder if I went through the thread. Let me see here. Bet you that's what I did. There we go. Let's just. Okay, so I'm at the back. I'm going to go through everything. Coming out the back. This is a bit hard to maneuver here. Like that. Okay, go through the rest. And because we're at the, let me see, we went through the back, we're going to go through the front of the loop. There. So let's go through like that. There. I am going to, let me go through this one more time. And I'm going to put a knot and then take my thread through those beads. I just want to make sure that it's secure. Actually, I'm going to go through a few beads and then do a knot, just to, so I don't put a knot at the top there. Okay, so I'm going to take my needle and grab the thread bridge in front of that seed bead, take my thread and do 2 loops and then hang on to that, pull it through, tighten that knot, and then go through these beads. And we'll cut it and we'll do the, so this is super easy to do. There. So I'm going to cut this thread. Where's my embroidery scissors? Just make sure you don't cut anything else. And take that thread off. And we'll, the one that we started with, I'm going to take that and just weave the tail in, because it's already in a knot, so we don't really have to. You can if you want, but I'm not going to bother. Do you hear the, I'm not going to bother? What's your favorite part of beading? It's definitely not knots. I don't think anybody likes doing knots. If you do, you're one in a million. So let's get that there. So let's clip this. Helps if your scissors, I've been sharpening my scissors, but it's not really helping. Okay, I think we should put the hook on and then glue. So you can see it's open a bit. That actually might go in there. So make sure you put the front of your ear wire to the front of your, and I'm going to close this all the way here. There. So you see how it's kind of hooking? You might want to add some jump rings. There, I just kind of wiggled it to, there, it's moving pretty good now. There's some sharp, you could probably clip a bit of this off too, to some rough edges, so that it doesn't mess up your, let's see if I can get this in the position I want. Okay, we can move these guys out of the way and get our glue. So I'm trying to remember what I used. I have some Gorilla Glue. I don't know if I need, I can't remember what I used. I think I used, no, maybe it was Gorilla Glue. So there's a couple of types of glue. You let me know what you think the best one is. E6000 is great. I find it's very gloopy all over the place, and I don't want glue everywhere. I think I probably use this, and I'll tell you why, because when it gets on my hands, it gets that rubbery, peely thing happening. But let's try this one. But you also have GS Hypo, which is meant for jewelry and beading. So the GS Hypo is really good because it doesn't dry out your threads and stuff. So it, like if you use other glues, like say a super glue, it will crystallize your thread and then it cracks and breaks. So let's try. I'm always like leery about trying this stuff. Yeah, I don't think it matters which ones you do first. Let's do the big one first. I'm trying to get the glue down. There was a bubble there. So you don't need a whole lot. This dispenser sucks. It's really hard to... Okay, that's that one there. Now this, you should be able to just pop it in with your fingers, but definitely use your... Like, don't do that, because you will get glue on the top of your crystal. Emma, what are you doing? It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna use my tweezers. I knew I'd remember the word. Yeah, let's do this one. You can like put a dab and then move it around with your toothpick. So that's also a nice trick. Oh, I can. These are not gonna hang on very well. I'm curious what you guys think. I bought some nail art pens, I guess they call them, and you should see the garbage that I got. And I bought it on Amazon and paid $10 for 2 of them. That was the cheapest price I could find. That's not going to work. So I'm just going to see if I can pop this in. There. There. Yeah, I should check if it's too late to return it. So they were useless totally. They're wax on one side, and I thought it was going to be like a soft wax so that I could touch my crystal and that the thing would pick it up. And you know what? It doesn't work worth a darn. Darn it. I had some other tweezers that are better than those ones, but let me see if I can. It's not gonna work. Do you know what? Actually, I do have another pair of tweezers that I got with those pens that didn't work. These are better. So let me do this. Not quite what I was intending, but that works. Okay. The other ones, you know what I found after not being able to use that those pens that I got? I ended up just like putting a bit of dampness on my finger and then picking it up and putting it in. It's like, I think these ones are going better. First of all, I can just put a little dab right in the middle. The others I had to go around the sides. Okay, my hand's not gonna squeeze this out. I should put this with, yeah, there's too much there. Then you grab a toothpick and take some out and put it in another one. Wrong one. There, put a drop there. There's still too much there. Wow. And the last drop here should work. I don't know. Might not be enough. Okay. So like that. Okay, I didn't want both of them. There. Okay, now move it with the toothpick or your tweezers to make sure it's nicely centered. And then with the last two, this one's flip that over like that. Oh, that one worked. I don't know that there's enough glue in there. I think what I'll do is just try this. Oh, the hole's so small the toothpick won't go in. I was trying to cheat. That's not going to do it. I have not had much luck with glue, let me tell you. Okay, too much, too much. Let's get this one over. There we go. And that is it. Oh, that one's moving around a lot. I should have left it. So there's my, how I said just leave it. And then you go and try and fix it and you make it worse. And now, of course, it's sticking. Part of the problem is these are point backs and these, so you might want to add a little more glue so that it sits in the glue and then leave it. course it's sticking to my finger. Okay, let me see if I can fix this. There probably wasn't enough glue in that one. Okay, I can't. The funny thing, my left hand is not as strong as my right, or the other way around. And for some reason this is there. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, of course it's stuck to the mat. Just hit it in the center. There. Should do it. So there. Something stuck here. These lovely earrings. There you go. So this one took a bit longer, but oh my god, look at these guys. Isn't that amazing? So easy to make. Oh, you could do like a whole bunch of strands of beads coming down off of it as well. Like you could really bling it out. So there you go. Take care, everybody. This was fun. So this was day 7. Stay tuned for day 8. Bye for now.